Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me. I'm Rich Simmonds, one of the founder partners with NWP, and it is my honor to present the NWP ecosystem to you. Just a friendly heads up, while I'm excited to share my personal experiences and what I do, please remember that NWP doesn't provide financial advice. It is really important for you to fully understand how your funds are being used and to keep in mind that past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Let's explore this together. We all dream of building a legacy, but for many, that dream feels out of reach until now. Understanding the desire for true financial legacy is what inspired the founding partners of NWP to create the partnership ecosystem. NWP is more than just an asset management company. They have community and, most of all, your desires at heart. When you have money, building a legacy can be challenging, as we are not educated to do that. However, when we have very little, it's for many is impossible. So realizing this responsibility to help people from all walks of life, NWP created a sustainable ecosystem for you and your future generations. At the heart of the system are traders who responsibly work to generate a weekly profit for the partners of NWP. Yes, with NWP, you are a partner, not just a member. NWP operates with your best interest and your future in mind. Trading is risky, and to make sure that the system is totally reliable and will last for the long run, NWP's first priority was to focus on getting rid of those risks. The reliability of the NWP ecosystem comes from its disciplined step-by-step processes, not from a complex management team. These rules create absolute accountability and allow the entire system to run reliably without human intervention. Adhering to this consistent methodology is precisely what Tom Landy described. The secret to winning is consistent, constant management. The 50-50 sustainability split is what's the foundation to the upfront transparency of the NWP system. It mandates that all gross profits are split equally. Half goes directly to the partner as their weekly return, and the other half is allocated to what's known as the business volume or community pool. This clear, continuous cycle rewards and ensures long-term sustainability of the entire ecosystem. What you see in your back office, so if you've looked at your back office, you'll see it says last week's profit. That profit there on the foundation growth and elite portfolios, that is the gross profit. So 50% of that is what is earned by a partner with a portfolio. So what NWP does is, and to secure your capital, there are three core principles. And this ensures that everything is safe, separated, and always accessible to you. Your deposit is never locked. It remains fully accessible to you at all times, acting more simply and easily than a standard savings account. Profits are immediately routed to a third-party gateway, which makes it mathematically impossible for the system to rotate or misuse any capital or funds. Then there's weekly accountability. Now, the traders, knowing that they have to have your capital accessible and separate those profits, this is what manages them on a weekly basis. So when I said earlier that you don't need complex management systems in NWP, the system is so designed to keep the traders accountable, because often when companies are around and the traders are there, the traders have more experience than the company. And NWP, knowing that the traders are, they know their game, and people in companies don't necessarily understand the asset management system, the NWP system was structured so that it can check and make sure that the asset managers are well managed. And this is the process through these three pillars of security. What this effectively means is that every week, every partner acts as an auditor. Simply by successfully withdrawing your profits or rewards, you are confirming the system's transparency and ongoing health. With NWP, there's two accessible paths for you to begin your journey and to participate in this legacy-focused ecosystem. These two paths are your ways to engage with NWP, and the first one is an NWP partner. This is any person who registers a position and is entitled to earn through the affiliate plan. Then there's the partner with the portfolio. That's when you deposit capital, and that allows you to earn through the established portfolio tiers, and that means you get the 50% of the profit on a weekly basis. When you're ready to put your funds to work, the NWP ecosystem is structured to accommodate every level of investor, with all partners enjoying weekly profit payouts. The key to growth here is the compounding effect, and since the profits are paid to you weekly and they're paid to an external gateway, you control the funds. So if you do want a compounding effect, you will need to redeposit your profits and then accelerate your journey in that way. It's not automated. Partners can begin on the following three portfolio tiers. The first one is the foundation portfolio. And what's looked at here, and the traders look for a monthly target on all of these different tiers, but these profits are paid to you on a weekly basis. So the foundation portfolio, starting with a deposit of just $10, the target there is 5% or more on a monthly basis. Then there's the growth portfolios. That's where you begin with $10,000 or more, and that has a target of 8%. Then there's the elite portfolio. These are deposits of $50,000 or more, and in my experience has consistently achieved the target of more than 10% monthly profit. So you just need to ask yourself which tier aligns with your current goal. How this all works is you start with your deposit, you then select the profile, your portfolio. The system will automatically determine on how much money is there. It will put you into either the foundation, growth, or elite portfolio. And what happens then is, as long as your deposit was in by midnight on a Monday, your profits will generate for you during the week, and you will receive them on a Saturday. At the end of trade on a Friday night, all profits are separated from the capital. The capital remains with the brokers. Those profits then go to the third-party payment gateway, and they will wait there and they stay there until such time as you withdraw them. So they're never put back into the system. When you withdraw your profits, provided you have a minimum of $5 at the payment gateway, this is drawn directly to your own crypto wallet, and that we suggest a private crypto wallet there. You always control and decide what's going to happen with your profits. So it's up to you to decide whether you just want to enjoy the money, reward yourself, or compound it back into the system by redepositing. And the smallest portfolio is the $10 portfolio in the foundation portfolios. I invite you to join us on this journey. Remember, NWP doesn't provide financial advice, and past performance is not a guarantee of future results. When you're ready to start, please ask for the How to Start booklet. What the How to Start booklet goes through is how to register, and then most importantly, when you are making your deposit, let's just look at a few of these things here. There are 4 different cryptocurrencies that you can use to make a deposit with. Please make sure you select the correct network. 4 different ones that are listed on the screen here at the moment are the USDT. When you have got normal USDT in a system and it says USDT and it's not showing you something else, it is normally on the Ethereum network. That's the ERC20 network. However, sometimes you'll think you've got that, but it won't be that, because when you go to transfer that, it doesn't give you the option. If you are unsure, please ask. There are ways just to swap things and get things right. If you don't have the correct currency, it's not a big problem. But please, instead of just sending things, and I know in some of the exchanges, for instance, you'll sometimes think you're buying Polygon USDT, for instance, and what happens is it actually turns out that you've got Matic, which is the gas for the Polygon network, and it's not USDT. So please don't send something unless you're 100% sure. As I say, just ask, and it will only take a few minutes to help you and get you onto the right cryptocurrency and making sure that you don't lose any money. You don't want to lose something by transferring the wrong crypto. The other options there are BNB, USDT on the BEP20. BEP20 is the Binance protocol. That's the Binance network. So when you see BEP20, that's Binance. And then Polygon USDT. Polygon USDT in the NWP system is also used for all the payouts. And one of the reasons why Polygon USDT was chosen as the payout method was that the gas fees on the Polygon network are extremely cheap. What you'll find is that even it doesn't matter if you're transferring $5 or $50,000, the gas fee on that is still less than 1 US cent. When you're making a withdrawal, and this is the only fee charged by the NWP system, there's a 5% fee on your withdrawal of your profits and your bonuses. And then, so remember 5%, if you just work, that's $10. 5% of $10 is 50 cents. Therefore, if you're going to draw out $10, you're going to receive $9.50 net into your wallet. So that's how the 5% fee works there. Then when withdrawing capital, and currently with capital can be withdrawn on a Saturday and Sunday. When you withdraw your capital for the first time, there's a 0% fee. After that, every subsequent withdrawal of capital will have a 2% fee charged on that capital. Only on the capital you withdraw, not the capital that's deposited into your back office. NWP offers support, and the quickest way to get hold of support is through the WhatsApp chat. And then there's also email. You'll notice that WhatsApp chat number is a Canadian number. The girls are based in Canada. Then there's the website, that's nwprofits.com, and the corporate offices of NWP are situated in the Trump Towers in Istanbul in Turkey. So it's not some obscure little backyard office. It's in a very prominent, prestigious office block in Turkey. The portfolio booster quickly. This is a once-off promotion, and it's there purely to get you started. What happens here is you put in $100, NWP will add $100 to that, giving you $200 of weekly earning power. The difference here is because it's an accelerated portfolio, when you've earned a total of $200, it falls away. So therefore, your capital won't be there anymore. And you also don't have access to your capital when you choose a booster. But you can only get one booster. So it's something worth considering. Normal portfolios continuously are there forever. And you can access your capital at any time. But it's just the portfolio booster that's different. It's just there to purely speed up your earnings on a weekly basis. It gives you double the earning power. All right, so moving on to the affiliate program. And when we look at the affiliate compensation plan, many people look at this and look at what they are earning now, and they overlook the fact that you need a bit of a vision here. Because what's happening is you are earning on a weekly basis. So effectively, you are building up a weekly income for yourself. You know, all things start small and they grow. And that's the way you need to look at it. And how you build your affiliate partnership is by introducing people and allowing them to become comfortable and understand the system. And this causes them to add more and redeposit, and they can then build a legacy for themselves. Because our duty is really to educate people about financial stewardship and help them achieve their goals. Now, they say if you help enough other people achieve what they want, you'll get what you want, and that is the bottom line. And that's how you grow your weekly income. So just looking at, a structure, because building financial legacy requires a structure, and introducing that structure into your portfolio or your referral team increases the predictability of your success. Partners with portfolios, having a structured thing where you contribute regularly offers you two paths to passive income. The first one, in essence, and the rule of thumb is as follows. If you constantly contribute the same amount every month for 22 months, after 22 months, you would have achieved whatever you're contributing on a monthly basis. That will be what you achieve in passive income after 22 months. Once you've reached that level, you wouldn't have to contribute that same amount every month. The system would effectively give you enough profits where you can then just draw them out and put that same amount in on a monthly basis, and it would continuously grow. If you want to speed that process up a bit, you could use your weekly profits to withdraw and then compound those, giving an acceleration up. Instead of 22 months, you'd get about 15 months. You'd reach that target in 15 months. That just gives you a bit of an idea when structuring things so that you can, help people and yourself achieve that financial success. The real thing is to overcome the savings barrier. And here, patience is essential, and building a financial legacy requires discipline. For many, savings is a new way of thinking. The reason is simple. The average person has never had access to a reliable system that could consistently outperform inflation. Without such a system, the habit of saving has never had a chance to develop. So when you're dealing with people, even yourself, realize that you are in a new experience. And sometimes the disappointments of the past need to be unlearned so that you can have a vision for the future. And that's what NWP has created, a nice system that's sustainable, that will help you achieve your success in the long term. Not everyone has money to deposit, and certainly not, big amounts of money. And knowing this, NWP came up with a system where you can become an NWP partner for free. And you can participate in the affiliate plan and build a passive income for yourself, and you don't even have to have your own personal portfolio. There's a little booklet put together detailing the affiliate plan. And really, as I mentioned earlier, what you're doing here is building up income for yourself on a weekly basis that becomes truly passive, and it appreciates on a weekly basis as people become more comfortable and they add more, so your earnings go up. So if we look at the different ways of earning through the affiliate plan, that's the weekly direct bonus, the weekly binary bonus, and the weekly matching bonus. Additionally, there are promotions and rewards, and we'll look at a few of them later as well. So let's start by looking at the direct bonus. Here you start in when your referrals earn. And remember, the system is completely sustainable. And the reason why it's sustainable is that it's about the profits that are generated on a weekly basis. 50% of those profits go to the person who's got a portfolio, and the other half goes to the business volume, and that pays these bonuses. So when your direct referral earns their weekly profit, you will receive 15% of whatever they earned, and that's paid to you from the business volume pool. This is for the duration that their deposit remains active. Adding direct referrals is simple. You'll see you've got those two links in your back office, either on the left or the right side. Just find out, from your sponsor or the person who referred you, where you should put people in when you do add people into your structure. Then there's the binary bonus. To qualify for the binary bonus, all you need is volume in your left and right teams. So your income is calculated based on 15% of the matched business volume generated weekly by your left and right teams. The binary payout is capped to $5,000 a week currently. So if we look at how you qualify for the binary, it's important to note that you don't have to have referrals in both your legs to qualify for the binary, but you will need a referral in one of your legs. So if we look at this example, Max directly referred Joe, but not Erica. Erica is what's considered a spillover. However, the business volume generated by Erica will still be counted towards the binary income of Max. Sorry. Looking at this example, it's just a bit of an expanded picture on what we've just seen. This is the simplest system that I've seen in my 25 years of being a networker. In this example, the only person that this partner has introduced is the red figure here. The red figure then introduced some people, and the person on the right, and all these people on the right, is this from the spillover of whoever is above the partner. And this will be in the right leg, just to give you an example. Because this has happened in this partner's business, he's binary qualified and he will receive the binary bonus on whatever was the volume from that week. Then there's the matching bonus. And remember this, what happens here is once you've got referrals and they start earning a binary, you will earn a matching bonus of 5% of whatever they earn from the binary on a weekly basis. You can have as many referrals as you want. They'll all be on your level 1. Then level 2 is the referrals of the referrals, and then the referral is on level 3. You are paid all the way down. Just talking about levels, there is no limit on what you can earn in binary levels. When you start earning the binary, you will earn complete depth of your binary. It's just about the volume, it's not about levels. So that's 5% level 1 on matching, 5% level 2, 5% on level 3. Next, the career and ambassador rewards. What happens here is the company recognizes your long-term commitment and leadership, and this is based on your total binary income from the time you started. So that first 10 or 5 cents that you earn from the binary, that has started to calculate, and this will go up until such time as you reach the milestones. There's no time limit on reaching the milestones. So whether you take 5 days, 5 months, 5 years, it doesn't matter. When you reach that earning level, you will receive your rewards. And they include luxury watches, cars, and even a villa. We'll have a look at them now. So in the career rewards, what happens here is once you've earned $100 from the binary, you will then receive a smartwatch, and it'll move on, and there's the criteria. You'll notice that sometimes you need a little bit of a self-deposit. As it moves up, you need more. But as you earn, it's quite easy to put in extra self-deposit. And all the way up to the top level in career, and that's the Rolex watch for those who have earned $25,000 in their career. Then moving along, the ambassador rewards are really the leadership rewards. And what happens here is once you've got 2 people who've earned Rolex watches on your left and 2 people who've earned Rolex watches on your right, that's when you get your first ambassador reward, and that's a $10,000 down payment for a car. Moving all the way up to jewelry, a Mercedes-Benz, and a luxury villa. So those are the rewards. In summary, NWP gives you a pathway to a legacy backed by a verifiable, transparent, secure structure and delivered through tangible professional asset management services, portfolios, and the affiliate plan. So this is your invitation to partner with NWP. Remember, every great journey starts with a small step. That is my presentation for this evening. Are there any questions?
Hi, Rich.
Hi, Blanche.
That plan you've got for the 22 months, have you maybe worked out an amount? If somebody say put a certain amount in on a monthly basis, just a sample.
It's not dependent on the amount. Well, I can say that it is dependent on the amount, because if your amount is closer to the 10,000, that result will be a lot quicker. But we're looking at money, anything up to, I think it was $8,000. If you want, and that's your total, whatever you've put in. So it works the following way: whether you put in $10 or $100 or $500, after 22 months, if you consistently put in that amount, you're not in the 22-month example, you're not putting the profits back. You're taking the profits for yourself every month. So all you're doing is you contributing a regular amount for 22 months. After the 22 months, your portfolio will be sufficient to pay you the amount that you've been contributing for 22 months every month after that. So if you wanted to reinvest that, you could continuously grow. Or if in the case, if you were, let's say you were putting $100 in at a time, after 22 months, you'd be able to draw out $100 for yourself every month. That's how your portfolio would have grown. If you want to accelerate that 22 months, all you do then is take your profits and put them back on a weekly basis, and you'll then move that goal from 22 months to 15 months to achieve the same result. Hope that explains it.
Yeah, no, it does explain it. Thank you.
So it's not dependent on the amount at all. Like I say, if you are putting in big amounts, then you will get a different result because you're going to start earning in the 8% as opposed to the 5%. That's worked on the minimum on the foundation portfolio on the 5% minimum.
Another question.
Yes.
If I put back on a weekly base and a monthly base, for each deposit I do, I get a new portfolio.
Yes.
Say if mine totals up to the next phase, does it automatically move to the next phase, or do I have to withdraw everything and re-put it in to access the next phase?
Okay, you actually don't need to withdraw it, so you wouldn't have to spend the fee. All that we do is just contact support, and they then consolidate your profile into the 10,000. And that's actually happening with portfolios at the moment, where let's say the person has got 10,000 and they've earned $200 for the week. If they, when they, and this happens normally, so you've got your 10,000, you've now earned your first $200 for the week, and that comes in. When you put it back into the system, it opens into a foundation portfolio. Then what we do is we ask support, and they will then consolidate that 200 back into the 10,000. So before trading closes on a Friday, you will have then the consolidated amount in a growth portfolio. So it'll say 10,200. That's a great question. Thanks, Brian. So you only need to consolidate when it gets to the bigger amounts. You can have, as many portfolios in the foundation, so it all results in the same thing. And it also does help to have more portfolios open in your foundation, because if you wanted to draw your capital, then you just close portfolios. So let's say, for instance, you had been putting in $100 a month, and after 5 months you needed to draw $500, you would just close 5 of those portfolios and get your $500 back, because your profits that you'd moved, they would be in other portfolios, and that's the way you would actually draw. So when you've got a $10,000 portfolio and you wanted to draw out money from the 10,000, that becomes that you have to actually then physically withdraw the whole thing. That's the current situation. But we haven't encountered anyone wanting to do that yet. But certainly it's easier in the smaller portfolios just to close a foundation portfolio or 2 or 3 to get the amount that you're looking for. Hope that sort of makes sense.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Rich?
Yes, Paula.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to add something and just correct me if I'm saying it incorrectly. But the other power that I see in NWP is where we're having a look at the return, and 50% is going to the partner and 50% is going to the the
business volume,
the reward, the binary, and I can't remember the wording for that.
Yeah.
That it's split. So I just want to say that sometimes we look at it and we think, oh, we're only earning the one side of it, but we actually have access to the other side with becoming an affiliate and working the system. So you are tapping into that other portion of the returns that the company is making for us.
That's right. Absolutely.
You can elaborate on it.
Yes. Yeah. So, when you look at it and because it's only paid to you weekly, or you only, it looks like a small amount. But, if you look at someone earning $10,000, for instance, or not earning, there could be people earning $10,000, but when the person's got a $10,000 investment, for instance, they earning $200 a week, just as an average, just a ballpark. And you, as the person who referred them, are then earning about $25, if my maths is correct. So, and that's what you're going to earn every single week. So, yes, that person, they're earning well because it's their money, but because you referred them, you've actually created yourself an income of $25 every week just from that single person. When you start looking at the bigger amounts, and as your people deposits grow, well, your deposit on a weekly basis, or your income on a weekly basis, grows as well. So that's really what's happening here, and it's completely sustainable, because if your referral doesn't make a profit, you're not going to make a profit, and that's on a weekly basis. So there's none of this problem where the company's paying out any referral bonuses from money that they don't have, or getting the company into debt. So that's what makes it completely sustainable and completely secure, because it's only coming from real profits. So we are at 50, how many weeks are we now? Let me see. I think it's 56 weeks, if I remember correctly. Yep, it's 56 weeks of results that we've had so far, and we're now in our 57th week of trading. Well, then if there's no more questions, I'm going to greet you and say thank you for joining us on the call this evening. Do have a good, safe evening further, and we'll see you on the Thursday call if you're going to join us then. Do bring your guests, and we will do the same presentation on Thursday. So thanks very much, and good night.